Ah, shucks. Yeah. That's how not to open a secret door. Oh. Brrr. Hi, and welcome back to my Tekkit world. And yeah, I've actually been very busy. And I'll show you what I've been up to. So, starting here just for the sake of it, you can see red matter still accumulating. And oops, that's just an indication of a little bit amount of time that it's taken in between videos to get to where I am. So first of all, still probably won't notice much change around here. There's a new chest. This took ages to fill. Yeah. Okay, so everything is all nicely colour-coded. So I have 64 of all the dies, 64 of all the walls, 64, no, not 64 of the luminars. I was not expecting to need as many of those, but a few of them. 64 of the insulated wires and 64 of the bundled cables for each of them. Yeah, if you have a look at what's involved in a cable, a bundled cable, which needs white insulated wire, which needs 3 red alloy ingots, and all of those needed creating, took a long time. Anyway, done. So I've got all the wires coded that I would need now. I've also been collecting more red matter, and I think that's it for in here. Just trying to think if there's anything else that's I accidentally made one of those using the crafting table 3. Yeah, sometimes when you select things, everything rearranges underneath you, so you're clicking on it and suddenly the thing you're clicking on suddenly moves. But that's not the main thing. The main thing I've built is through there. So let's go. Here we go. Right, now you see I'd set myself a mission to build a opening door. It is done. It's finished. Yeah, this is it. Now, you may have remember it was all clad previously in the marble brick. I had to take all that off. And the reason is that it did cross the 1,000 brick threshold. And what I didn't realise was that the panels attached to it counted as a brick. So I was busy creating it, testing it, making sure it was all moving okay, and suddenly it stopped. And I had to go around and take off all the bits, and it took me ages to realise that that's what was going on. I kept having to slice this in half. I kept thinking I've left it connected to the world somewhere rather than floating free, but it is done, and it's daylight, so let's fly up and have a look. So, yep, this is where the data centre is, which looks fairly neat and tidy, I think. So you've got the computer there, and behind these panels is where all the ribbon cables go to the CPU, which is there, which goes to the 8K RAM modules, which goes to the disk drive and the I/O port. And along this side, up to the roof, is where the Bluetricity solar cells come down with the power into a battery box, with the Bluetricity, and then a power cable that goes out there through the trunking. And out this side we have the trunking, which then takes the power from there and up. Signals from there and up, and the power goes there and up, and they go up here to the frame motors, where they come out of the trunking. So you can see nice neat trunking down there. Yeah, okay. So the power comes there. It has to go across the roof, which is a bit awkward. And then there's a couple of battery boxes here to try to make sure there stays enough power night or day. And the signals come around here in the bundled cable and then split off at the last moment into 2 separate signals to the 2 frame motors. And the power comes out of the battery boxes and into the frame motors there. Now the reason there's 2 is because these aren't getting enough power quickly enough to shift this number of blocks. So yeah, this area is all built, so the door now slides open into here, and these soil blocks act as the edge to the water. So I think that's enough preview. Let's see it in action. So here we go. So what I've got is I do 16 times open one step slowly. I haven't fully coded this yet. This may not manage to step all 16 times, and it does get very laggy while it's opening. But let's fly down there to get the full benefit of it. You can see the door slides open pretty much as I'd originally got in mind, except I did think originally it was going to go in two different directions, but it's nicely rounded off-ish. It may even actually open all the way. Opening seems to be a little bit more reliable than closing. But yeah, there we go. This area with the factory. Oh, look at that. Fresh air coming in. Wow. Feels great, especially during daytime. And from the outside now, if we fly up there, it really does, to me, look like the entrance to a secret base. Pretty much as I'd got in mind from the trial thing I did in the sandbox world. With the door open over there. I like the fact I've deliberately not built this out enough to completely hide it when it's open. I actually quite like the fact you can see some of the mechanics of it. And yeah, there we go, done. And the closing bit should be the same, but for some reason, whether it's because it's the other motor and it's not getting the power reliably, but when you try to close it using effectively the same thing, 16 times close one slow, you can see just above there where I've had to compile a slow version of the close commands because I'd put 15 ticks in the original open and close single step commands, and that definitely wasn't slow enough for the doors to keep up. But adding that extra delay in makes it a little bit more reliable, but not completely. I'm just going to fly out here to watch it close from above. So you can see there's the water that comes into view. Oops, up a bit. There we go. So yeah, oops, hello transparent. And there we go. Suitably epic scale sliding door. Pretty much what I had in mind right from the get-go when I first went out. Yeah, see, but hasn't quite reliably worked. Just missed that one step for some reason in the closing stage, which is annoying. What I will eventually do is put feedback signals in and recode this completely so that it doesn't rely on the motor stepping reliably. It'll actually keep stepping until it gets a signal to say it's closed successfully. That way I can probably tell it to step slightly quicker. Yeah, I had to leave this gap around the edge because adding the panels to stop it sticking to the outside is going to be a problem. Not exactly sure how I'm going to make that look a bit neater at the moment. But yeah, that's basically it, and probably doesn't seem a lot to show, but that is a lot of hours of work to get to that stage, believe it or not. Even just smelting the brass for the frame parts to go up there took a long time, and planning out how to get the wiring up there, get the signals right, make sure everything's working, all took ages. But it's done. Done. Now I need to set myself a new goal. Any ideas what the new goal can be besides finishing off the wiring and that to make it reliable? And ideally I'd like to make it so that I can open it remotely from various locations, or even if there is a way in Tekkit to get a wireless signal to it from something I can be carrying around, so I can open it from anywhere as I'm going around. That's about the last thing to do with the door that I want to now investigate. So besides that, I'm now just about running out of targets to aim at for including in Tekkit. So suggestions welcome. Other than that, see you next time.